if you find this video useful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. So now that we've had an in-depth review of what it takes to set up a Refinery instance and its features, I'll sum up what I generally think about it as a content management platform for Ruby. First of all, I'd like to thank all the volunteers who contributed to this project for their hard work, because I think Refinery makes a nice addition to the Ruby on Rails ecosystem. So now for the things I liked. The people who manage this project seem to be active on the GitHub issues board, and more importantly, they've documented the system very well, which makes getting set up much easier. It really makes a difference when an open source project has fantastic setup guides. The What You See, What You Get page editor has a smooth interface and it crams in a lot of functionality. It's intuitive and easy to use. I'd much prefer editing my personal blog in this instead of Middleman or Jekyll. Those are static site editors where you'd have to type everything out in Markdown as text files. Doing it through an editor where you could save drafts like this and online on your website, it's an all-around better experience that would probably have me writing more blog posts if I switched my personal blog to this platform. I also like how this platform is architected so that there's many features that are provided via add-on modules. That leaves a lot of flexibility for you to create your own add-ons and also contribute to the community. You can use an authentication system of your choice. You can probably even create templates for your own reusable page components, then package them in Rails engines to be used in other projects. A lot of possibilities exist here. But in general, I think a strong point for Refinery is that it gives you the full power of Ruby on Rails. If you need to, you can seamlessly integrate your own custom features into a Refinery Rails project. You can store whatever you need in the database. You can build your own form pages. You could do fancy stuff that connects to other APIs and displays that information in your Refinery content. There's endless possibilities here when you take your Refinery project and make custom functionality around it built in Ruby on Rails. Now, here are some things I found problematic when using Refinery CMS. First, I found it very difficult to get started. Building a web application nowadays has many hassles, and Refinery doesn't protect you from that. You're likely going to be juggling fixes for incompatibilities between Ruby, Rails, and other dependencies. There can be Docker issues. When setting this up, I ran into a few such problems, and I didn't even get this in production mode yet. Some of it's not the fault of Refinery itself, but it would have been nice if this system works better just out of the box. For that reason, this program probably isn't a good fit for beginners or people who aren't Rails developers. Second, although the What You See, What You Get editor provides a lot of functionality, there's much left to be desired. Right now, it works well for just straight up text, but it fails at incorporating media. I was unimpressed with its handling of images. Image resolution and the presentation of other media like video, which you incorporate into your blog, is more important than ever now, as people have finer pixel density on their screens than ever and are more demanding of website content. The experience of the end user needs to feel rich, dynamic, and interactive for your website to feel modern. I also had other problems making an aesthetically pleasing web page using the graphical editor, such as designing a simple table. It was such a struggle that I had to go into the HTML view and needed to reference the Twitter Bootstrap styles. This would have been very difficult for a non-tech savvy end user who's sort of the audience I think Refinery is aiming for. Finally, I was disappointed at how little customization this program gives you out of the box. It would have been nice if it came with something like some default themes so that I can have an attractive website up and running very quickly without a lot of intervention. But instead, me, as a Rails developer, had to do a great deal of customizing just to get a navigation menu to appear in an aesthetically pleasing configuration. It seems that the Refinery project takes the approach of just giving you a very flexible core system, but at the expense of conventions or heavily predefined templates for setting up your website. Wordpress answers this by having many themes that you could easily throw on your site. Convention versus configuration is a trade-off, and I'm not sure if the trade-offs that you have to make with Refinery work out very well in many cases where you're designing a blog. When I initially looked into this platform, I was hoping to find a Ruby-based answer to WordPress, but unfortunately, Refinery falls short by quite a bit. A very common kind of business request that I get as a developer is to create a simple business website that the end user can have some autonomy in editing. The go-to solution for such a situation is often WordPress, but as a Ruby guy, I hate WordPress because it's built in PHP. PHP can be a headache if you want to add features by digging into the program's source code, because platforms built in PHP, especially the older versions of PHP, tend to have a lot of spaghetti code, and that's difficult to make modifications to. In contrast, I like the elegant object-oriented design offered by Ruby on Rails web applications. But unfortunately, Refinery doesn't quite have the clout that WordPress does, and therefore not as big of a community to really help get this program to fulfill its full potential. Well, that's it for my in-depth look at the Refinery CMS program. I hope you enjoyed it, found it informational, and I'll see you in the next video.